I just got home from dinner, and I have been trying to decide if I even wanted to talk about this at all because it's horrible, but this past week an Amber Alert revealed that my boyfriend of a year and a half has been cheating on me. The boyfriend that I was building a life with, picking out rings and shutter colors with. So an Amber Alert went off on my phone. My boyfriend was out at a beer with the boys before immediately going to the airport. He had been acting super strange. So when this Amber Alert goes off, I go in the bedroom. I immediately smell cologne. Weird to put cologne on to go out for beers with the boys. So I see the Amber Alert is going off on the watch. I go to silence it. I've already tried to call him twice. No answer. Earlier that morning, I had sniffed my pillow because I just felt like something was off. He called me crazy. He said I was a psycho. I looked around the room. I felt like things had been moved. I felt like my sink, all my stuff under the sink had been moved. Called me absolutely crazy. So I pick up his Apple Watch. I silence the notification, and I immediately get an "I miss you already" text. It is the girl that he has been in a full-on relationship for the past 2 weeks. Like, "Good morning, beautiful. I miss you. I'm in it for the long haul, blah, blah, blah," text. All the while, he's laying his beautiful little head beside me every night, still planning our lives. So this is a full-on dual relationship, like dual life, mastermind, next level amount of deception type of shit. So when I get that text, I obviously scroll through all the texts, and everything comes out. Not only is it her, it's other women too. But she's obviously getting the crux of it. She's getting the copy and paste of the love bombing that I got last year. So granted, my entire life has flashed before my eyes, and every gut instinct I've ever had has just been like put in blinding lights. So yeah, that was my week. And moral of the story, there's so much of the story. I should probably do a part two. Part of me doesn't want to do a part two because I feel like, oh, like who needs to hear about this? But at the same time, this is crazy. Like, normal people do not do this to other humans, specifically ones they say I love you to, but like to anyone, because it's so cruel and disgusting and like quite literally puts people at risk, not only emotionally but physically, to engage in this kind of behavior. It goes against everything that they say that they stand for. But I also just feel like a full-on 10 minutes on this is cringe. So like, my moral of the story is, if I would not have gotten that Amber Alert, if he would not have gotten the Amber Alert, I would have never known this. I probably would have married this man with him acting this way and being capable of this type of behavior once I was pregnant, once I had kids, like for the rest of my life. And so legitimately, I feel like an Amber Alert just saved my life. I know that they're used for much more serious situations, but for me, like, that Amber Alert just changed the course of my life. Y'all want a part two?
Story time about the time I walked in on him with another girl and literally took a video of it. This had happened freshman year. I'm a senior now, and I'm in a very healthy relationship now. So like I said, this was 3 years ago, and it was this guy's birthday. And for his birthday, he had a bunch of people from his high school right down the road come to his apartment and like pregame with us before we went to another party. Also, my best friend was in town, so she was visiting. And for his birthday, I had got him this chain. Keep this in your mind. So the night rolls around, and we're all at his apartment pregaming, and all of his like high school friends show up. First red flag is that literally nobody said hi. Keep in mind, these people are still in high school. Second red flag is when we were playing like beer pong, I literally had slipped and like fell on my back. And one of the girls was like, blah, 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 get your girl, talking about me. And he did not help me off the ground. Two of his other friends helped me off the ground. And we were like laughing about it, but like, what do you mean, blah, get your girl? Like, and he didn't even help me up. The third red flag is that when me and all my friends were like in the living room, him and all these like high school girls were in his room taking shots out of like our alcohol bottles. So we were like, no, absolutely not. And we put our alcohol bottles in the closet. Keep that in mind too. So the pregame's about over, and we walk like a neighborhood over to this like party that this guy was having. And there was like a ton of us, and we're all walking, and I noticed like him and this another girl just like talking like behind everybody. They're like way back, and I'm like, you know what, I'm not gonna think anything of it because it's his high school friends. He probably hasn't seen them in a while, and why would I need to overthink? So we're in this party, and there's like a downstairs and an upstairs, and one of my friends was like, Megan, I just saw go upstairs with this girl, like, do you want me to go check on them? Like, that was like 10 minutes ago. And I was like, sure, like, I don't care. And so she like went up there, and she came back down, and she was like, he had his arm around her. And I was like, you know what, like, I don't care. I really don't care. So the night was getting pretty late, and I remember he had like Snapchatted me or something. It was like, hey, like, we're all going back to my apartment, like, we're just like tired or whatever. And then time rolls around, and it's like actually time to like go, you know? So we walk back to his apartment, and it's like me and like 4 other of my girlfriends. And I remember he like wasn't answering my Snapchat, so I was like, I feel like we're like about to walk in on something. Like, I just have like a gut feeling something's not right. When we get back to his apartment, we open like his like main door to his apartment, and these girls just like start like giggling. They're like, and they're like, oh gosh. And I like turn my head, and in my head I'm like, oh gosh, what? Then like me and my 4 girlfriends like go over to his like his room door, and it's locked. So then my friend Tatum's whispering, and she's like, Megan, like, I'm gonna knock, pretend you're not here, like, don't say anything. So she knocks, and she's like, blah blah blah, like his name. She was like, I'm just here to get my alcohol, like, I'm going back to Megan's dorm. And he's like, 1 second. Now it's been like 2 minutes, and he still's not like, open the door. And she's like, open up, like banging on it and yelling at him. And he's like, hold on, and like opens it. And this is where I like blacked out, like barely remember what went down. We walk in, and Tatum opens the closet to get her alcohol off the top shelf. And what do we see? A little rat hiding in the closet. And my first instinct, I don't know, I've never walked in on something like that. My first instinct was to literally take a video. So I pulled my phone out of my back pocket, I opened Snapchat, and I took a video. I took a video of her hiding in the closet, and then I took a video of him like laying on his bed. And then I like ran out. And I ran into his roommate's room, and I was just like crying because I was like, what the heck did I just walk into? And I literally hear my best friend in the other room like screaming at him. And then in my head, I'm like, oh my gosh, what about the chain? I just got him today. I was like, Tatum, please go get it for me. I'm like returning it. So she literally goes back in his room and is like, give me the chain. And he's like, what chain? And this like high school girl is still just like sitting in his room, and he's like, what chain? Like pretending I didn't get him a chain that morning. And she was like, the one on your neck. And he's like so freaked out and scared, he's shaking. He can't get it off. So he goes, Tatum, can you help me get it off? So then I run to my other guy friend's apartment where like everybody would hang out at. And I did not go back to my dorm because I had my best friend there, my brother was in town, my brother's friend was in town, and then my roommate, obviously, in a little dorm. So I was like, I'm just gonna sleep on my friend's couch and like go back to my dorm in the morning. And then I woke up on their couch the next morning to someone standing over me while I'm sleeping going, Megan, Megan. And I wake up and it's him, and I was like, what are you doing in here? And I was like, don't talk to me, don't talk to me. And he was like, this is what he says. Can I get you Andy's and we can talk it out? Sir, it is 9 in the morning. We're going to go to Andy's and you're going to talk about how I just walked in on you with another girl? No. So yeah, that is like the story of the time I walked in on him with another girl and took a video of it. And oh my gosh, he got like messed up on campus by all my friends. My friends would roll the windows down and like scream at him. and he'd be like talking to like other girls on campus or as like friends, and they'd be like, "Screw you!" like screaming at him through the window. Or like my whole sorority like posted on Yik Yak or something. I can't really remember. I have a bunch of screenshots, but yeah. So that's literally the time I took a video of it. Obviously, it doesn't faze me anymore because I'm in a new relationship at this point. It's hilarious, like so funny, and I had to share it because I want y'all to hear. Should I post the video? Bye.
Get ready for me when I tell you guys how I found out my ex was cheating on me through a reflection of a picture. And like, I am so serious. I found out he was cheating on me because I literally was able to see a reflection in a picture. It was going great, like everything was fine. Like we would FaceTime every single morning, every single night. Like when I would get ready for school, like we'd be on the phone, always a good morning text. Like we were like medium distance, so we saw each other every single weekend. And he would always update me. Like he was busy, he would text me. Like he'll let me know like, oh, I'm gonna be busy today. So I never worried about anything until one weekend he told me he's gonna be like super busy the whole day. He's gonna be with his family because his family from Michigan is coming like up to see him. So then I'm like, okay, like that's fine. He's barely responding all day, but I was just like, he's like with his family, so it's okay. So he goes, like his location's like at this like Italian restaurant, and then I see him post like a blurry picture of like him like at the restaurant. It's just his plate and then like his hand. But then tell me why in like the reflection of the spoon, like y'all gonna think I'm crazy. I don't know, I really feel like this was like God like really trying to show me something, because like why can I see a reflection in a spoon? Anyways, in the reflection of the spoon, I see a wine glass and I see red acrylic nails holding the wine glass. So I go like through his following at this point, and I'm like trying to see if I can find like one, like a girl posting a restaurant, like because usually when you're on a date night you post that you're on a date night. And he only followed like 300 people, so I was like, this is gonna be easy. I literally found her. I found her. She posted him, like she didn't post him, but like she posted like their plates, and I was like, yeah, like this is her. So I text my best friend and I'm like telling her like literally what's going on, and she's like, let's pull up, like we need to pull up. So I pull up to the restaurant, and there and behold, like they're literally sitting right there. Like, so I call him to see if he'll take my call, and he he takes it, like he's just like tells her like, hold on. I see him mouth, my sister's calling me, and then he like leaves the table and he's like, hey baby, blah blah blah, like starts talking to me on the phone. So then I'm like, oh, okay. So I go up to their table while he's talking to me on the phone, because where he was standing he couldn't see me. I go up to their table while he's talking to me on the phone, and I like sit down, and then I'm like, okay, like she's looking at me crazy. And then like I like hang up the phone, and then he comes back to the table and he sees me. Yeah. And I was just like, it's so cute that you like Italian, right? Isn't it cute that you like Italian? You're bringing her? Is this your first date? And then she's like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, oh, he didn't tell you he has a girlfriend of 8 months? Like, how can you miss it? How can you miss it? And then, yeah, and then I just got up and I left, because fuck, I blocked him. And that's how I found out my man was cheating on me, through a reflection on a picture.
Story time. Yay for Post Malone releasing his country music album. So story time about how I found out my boyfriend in country music was cheating on me. To get straight into it, I moved to Nashville in March 2022. Me and boyfriend started dating July to October, like July. He was dreamy, he played steel guitar, he's a songwriter, you know, all the things. He was on tour with Morgan, and Morgan's from my hometown, so that was like tender. So a pretty good setup was there. I was definitely fed so many beautiful lies, but let me just say that the music industry, musicians, they love their NDAs. Like, anybody in a league, anybody in like football, baseball, basketball, wherever you want to go with that, them NDAs, they're tight. Like they got them, and I wouldn't trust them. Run. So let's say fast forward a little bit. We're dating. He goes back on this tour. It's the first tour back for the summer, and this was last year this time, so August 2023. I had a social media following at the time on TikTok and Instagram. He is gone for a month long at the 1st of August. So he's gone for the whole month. The second day of Australia tour, while he's gone, I lose my TikTok. And it's random, like it's gone. Third day, I lose my Instagram. And nothing was ever spoke about this. Like, he didn't ever have much to comment or say on this, which, to me, weird. So anyway, I kind of use this as a time to, like, just find myself. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, what the fuck? Fast forward a little bit, I get a little bit fishy about some things, and I start asking the universe, God, I start praying, okay? And I'm like, I need everything shown to me, like, right here, or I'm going to look this way and I'm going to keep on trucking. You got to lay it on me or I'm not going to see it. So it got laid on me. It was during November. And at this time, this was when Post was getting into country music. Everything was getting released. It was like a really big deal that he was doing country music. So like, yeah, it's Post Malone. Like, he's the only person I've ever bought merch for. Funny, because hindsight, hold on. So come to find out, that whole week unfolded. I found out through a song that he wrote with Post. So he comes back and he's like, I wrote this song with Post. Like, this is it. He comes back to my apartment at 8 a.m. the next morning after writing. Like, I saw him the night before. He went to the studio. They wrote. He comes back, shows me. And the music's playing. And he's still, like, a little bit hammered, to be honest. Like, it's early in the morning. He's still drunk, you know. Playing the music. It's Post's voice. It's him strumming the guitar and his words. He's explaining it to me. And he says, it's about a truck driver effing a bunch of hookers on the road every single weekend and gets to come home to a good loving girl each and every time, every single time. And right then and there, it was like cherry on top. Like, that was the missing piece. And so I just needed confirmation. So I was baffled, to say the least. I got up. I had to go to my last day of work. I made breakfast. Like the wifey I am, I made us breakfast, fed him. He goes to sleep because a nice home-cooked meal in bed? You're welcome. He's asleep, and I go to plug in his phone, but something in me was just like, girl, you gotta check this shit. Like, what the fuck was that? So I did, and I found, since I wasn't on Instagram any longer because I was like gone from Instagram, I saw that he was on vanish mode with a bunch of Instagram fans. He didn't want me to be in the limelight, and he didn't like me modeling, but like all these models were in there. I was like, you're a two-timing little... When I say that I was asking for everything to be like in front of me, everything. I go to Snapchat and I literally find a gold mine, and I see like literally 200, 300 girls that are accounted for, like much less for the unaccounted ones. He's sending merch. He's like, keep your mouth shut kind of thing. Like, I got merch coming for you. Like, and he did, because I remember there was times where he's like, I have to hit the post office before I come over. And I'm like, oh fuck, okay, that's weird, but okay, like, love you, I have cookies ready. Anyway, the song Losers mentions his name, and the apple does not fall too far from the tree in Music City. And then the next song, Right About You, is the song I heard he was cheating on me with. Like, that was the song, Right About You. So there's a couple songs too that I know that are like, I know when you hear it, that's the song. So thank you, Post, for releasing it, because I was really hoping you wouldn't. Post, I bought a t-shirt for you when I was 15, and this is what you pay me back with? I mean, thanks for exposing him, but whatever. What the fuck? Anyway, and I just literally hung up my Post Malone shirt yesterday, and he dropped this at midnight. What kind of sorcery? Anyway, that's my story time of finding out my country music singer, songwriter, boyfriend was cheating on me. Serial cheating on me so bad. Anyway. That's only up from here. And when we broke up, printed a lot of pictures that I found. Like, a lot of the pictures. Like, there was plenty more I could have fucking even taken pictures of, but I printed all of them and I threw them on the counter. I threw them on the front porch. Let me say that. 'Cause if I would have made it to the counter, I would have definitely taken the 24 roses that he gave me that week, because so on brand, you know? So on brand. And I would have put them under his bed sheets for whenever he brought a girl home that night. Because I know there had to be at least one. Anyway, if you are dating someone in a big league, it just ain't worth it. Like, come on. It's not worth it. Even if they're nice, like, they're not nice. Like, they're just doing it to your face. Like, they're not nice. Rose petals in the bath, like, it's a scam. It's a scam!
Hey guys, while I curl my hair, I'm going to tell you how I got cheated on. Because honestly, right now, I don't have anything interesting to tell you because I'm just a queen. Okay, so this was from my freshman and sophomore year relationship. Not this year, because I'm a junior right now. So this was, like, one of my exes before. My most recent ex. And if you've ever been cheated on, like, for the love of God, just leave the first time. Because this is the second time he cheated on me. Like, this is not the first time. And I promise you, they don't stop. I got cheated on 4 times. First time he cheated on me, it was 5 days in, so I forgave him, obviously. And the second time he cheated on me, it was a year and a couple months in, so I was, like, kind of shocked. Alright, so basically what happened is we were having a lot of arguments, but, like, we were already an argumentative couple, like, we argued all the time. And I had brought up the fact that he cheated on me, like, a lot, because once I found out in, like, July, and then we started dating in January. I found out in July that he cheated on me 5 days into a relationship, and then he cheated on me again in March. It had always been a topic that I'd bring up. Basically what happened is, like, we argued a lot. A lot of it was over that, which is kind of surprising why we broke up, like, over that. He broke up with me. We didn't break up necessarily. We took a break, right? I'm telling y'all now, if a guy takes a break with you, he most likely just wants to go see other girls, because he said he wanted to take a break to work on himself, but, like, that did not happen. So when he said he wanted to take a break, obviously I was freaking out because I'd been dating him for, like, a year and, like, 2 months. What is it? Yeah, a year and 3 months at that point. So I was just like, no, like, we don't need a break. Like, we can work through these things together. And he was like, no, I think we just need some space apart so that we can work on things individually. I mean, sometimes that is a thing, but in my case, it was not. So, I was just like, okay, fine. So I started, like, pretty much, like, being pathetic and, like, begging him. I'm like, bro, like, please, like, don't make us have a break. Like, we don't need a break. So, whatever. And he just keeps telling me, he's like, no, like, we need this break. Like, we need it. So, basically, it's been, like, a week. Oh, and also I forgot to say this. He said that this was gonna be, like, what's the word for it? Like, where you're not seeing other people. I forgot the word for it. Shoot. But you know what I'm talking about. Like, we said we were gonna take a break to work on ourselves, not to, like, explore our options. So there was this girl that was a problem in our relationship, and one day we were walking in the hallways together because we, like, said we were on a break, but we literally were still acting like we were dating. So one day I was walking with him, and she snaps him, and I was like, bro, you added her back? And he was like, well, we're, like, on a break. And I was like, we literally said that we were going to not, like, do this. Like, we said we were gonna be on a break for ourselves, not to, like, ruin what we had, right? It just leads into all this drama, and I get really upset, and he's just like, bro, like, we're on a break, get over it, whatever. So I'm like, okay, you're right, we're on a break. So it's a week. It's been a week since we started going on break, and my best friend chats me, and she's like, hey, do you know who this girl is? And at that point, I'd kind of figured out that he'd been, like, talking to other girls because of, like, what happened in the hallway. So I was like, no, I don't know who that is. Like, what's going on? So she sends me a picture of this girl, like, in the hot tub, like, with, like, holding up a picture of my, like, the guy I was on a break with, which was pretty much my boyfriend, his Snapchat. And she's just like, they've been talking. And I'm like, what? By talking, it was not talking. It was photographs, if you know what I'm saying. But I didn't know that yet. So basically, I add this girl because I'm like, bro, what's going on? Because, like, I want to know
my friend's like, yeah, that she says to add her, because my friend was on like a vacation trip, and then like somehow like they literally met and they were like talking about my boyfriend, and I was like, she was like, yeah, like she knows your boyfriend and like all this stuff's going on, and I was just like, okay, tell her to add me. So she's like, I can't add you, you're blocked, you blocked me. And I was like, what? She was like, yeah, you blocked me, like I can't add you. And I was like, I did not block you, I don't know who you are. So I go to my blocked and I check, she's blocked on my phone. And that's crazy because that means my boyfriend logged into my Snap and blocked her so that I would never find out about her. And so this is where it kind of gets crazy. That makes me realize, oh wait, he hasn't had my login since the break. He must have blocked her while we were dating. So let me run it down for y'all. This girl proceeds to send me screenshots and stickers of the things he's been saying to her while we were dating and while we were on a break. So she was like, I was like, how long have y'all been talking? And she goes, oh, we've been talking, or like, we've been like snapping and stuff since February. Wait a minute. And all of this is going down like end of March, beginning of April. So I'm like very confused. I'm like, wait, we didn't break up in February. And she's like, hey, yeah, I added him, like, and I asked him if he had a girlfriend, and he told me no. So I'm like, okay, girl, like, what was the exact date? Like, he added you back. Like, when did this start happening? She tells me a date, and it was like a night where he was being really off and like told me he was hanging out with his friends and stuff when he was just like actually doing that. So she sends me like these screenshots of stickers, and it's basically him. One of them says it's confusing right now, but like because he was talking about me, because apparently she asked if he had a girlfriend, and then he said it's confusing right now, but like, and then he said we broke up when we were actually together. Pictures of him holding his you know what, because she was sending him you know what. So at this point I'm just like so confused. I'm like, what is this? What is this? And then she proceeds to tell me stories about like how he was asking her to hang out while we're dating, how he still continued to ask her out while we were on our exclusive break. Are we actually serious right now? I crashed out. So I was just like, what? And she like sends me pictures of him at church snapping her and being like, hey, when are we hanging out? You free Friday? Keep in mind that Friday we were supposed to talk. We were supposed to talk things out. So he had plans with that girl Friday. So I confront him. I'm like, so you've been getting sent noodles, you've been talking to this girl, planning to hang out with this girl. Well, I've been fighting for us. And he basically just starts begging for me back. He's like, no, like, I'm sorry. No, it's like, bro, are we serious right now? And I took him back. I could probably go more into depth about this, but I gotta go to school. But yeah, that's one of the times he cheated on me. Hope you guys enjoyed. And don't be stupid, guys. If a guy cheats on you once, he's gonna do it over and over again. They never change, I promise. If you guys want to hear more about different story times, because I have a lot of them, let me know.